Hey, what's happening, hip cats? Hip cats. I heard somebody say that once, made me fucking laugh. So, where are we today on this glorious day before tax day? Well, you know what I found interesting is that the country's kind of going to hell, firing the IRS agents, all the stuff. They're already estimating that they're going to lose a lot of money by people not filing taxes. I'm going to file my taxes. I haven't filed them yet. I'll probably file them today. It'll be a process. And, I don't expect to get anything back. Hopefully I don't have to pay too much. Blah, blah, blah. But it's interesting to see the state of our country now that we have this guy in charge. Because are people doing this to protest? Are people doing this just because they know they can get away with it? Why are they doing it, right? And then that kind of influences like those thoughts of like, hey, when your commander-in-chief is a lying shitbag, you can get away with whatever you want. Like if your commander-in-chief breaks the law, you're going to break the law, right? The confluences of that. Because it really feels like it's around the corner, right? He's not listening to the Supreme Court, returning people back. And that's scary too, by the way, because I don't know who's going, oh, but it's only because he's a gang member. Yeah, but dude, do you not realize that you are next? You are next. You're right around the corner. Everybody's warning these people. If you haven't looked at history, you should. You really should. Because taking somebody's word for it and going, he says, is the dumbest thing when they've shown you everything that they're about. Trump has shown you exactly who he is. He does not play by the rules. He lies. He cheats. I really think it must be an area of dysfunction. Although I was watching something about the biblical apocalypse, which occasionally I watch interesting programs on TV, and don't judge me, okay? No, I'm just kidding. They're talking about Revelations, and this was actually made back in, I think, 2010, so they're talking about the housing crisis. But they're talking about the Antichrist, and, it seemed very crazy the way that they were discussing the Antichrist and how he gets people to follow him. When you compare that to that lady that painted the picture of Trump in the church, I probably wouldn't have done that. No. I really wonder what they're thinking, because she painted a picture of Trump looking into like a sunset with a cross on the hill, and what makes those people think that that guy even goes to church? Does he actually go to church? Like, I remember, I think Bush went to church on Sundays. I think Obama even went to church. Did those church people paint pictures of either one of those two? And the fact that this guy's got felonies, rapes, bankruptcies, all sorts of stuff out of like, he paid off Stormy Daniels. Well, I don't think he even spun that. He didn't even spin that. Like, there was no, he tried to spin that. But it didn't spin. Everybody knew that his lawyer paid off Stormy Daniels. It's not hard to figure that shit out. That's another one of his fucking felonies. But the church idolizes that guy? I mean, seriously. That seems like the Antichrist type of shit. He's got a picture. He had a statue of himself in gold. Isn't that like idolatry? As a side note too, my wife, as we were watching this thing on Revelations, was kind of like, I thought God was supposed to be like all forgiving, all, a wonderful type of God. And I was just kind of like, hey, I mean, if you've read the Bible you'd know that God is pretty vengeful. And I'm not even like kind of trying to shit on God here. Like, that's not saying fuck God. I don't know what I believe. And I definitely don't know if I believe enough to say fuck God or not fuck God, because that's crazy. I definitely can say that the Bible sounds like it's, a wonderful story. That's what I'd have to say about that. And there's a lot of wonderful stories out there. Shit, there's a lot of ancient wonderful stories too. But if you were to tell me that that's a realistic interpretation, I would have to just be like, huh. That's not my cup of tea, right? And that's a polite way to say it. That is an absolutely polite way to say it, because some people believe some really funky shit, to be honest with you. So yeah, God is not all wonderful, all support, all... It's quite an enigma, to be honest with you, what I've seen. But regardless, I'm still curious about those people. Like, would you call them worshipers, followers? It's very culty. I don't even think at this point they'd be insulted that you said it's a cult. They'd probably be like, yes, it is a cult. I am a cult for Donald Trump. And how the fuck does that guy do that? How does he do that? How? That shitbag out of all people, fucking how? I guess if you look at it realistically, it's easy for him to do it because of his positions of power, confluence, influence, right? He has friends who are powerful. He's got either dirt or favors from them, on them, etc. And he just uses that to his advantage, so he makes sure that the church, again, the GOP makes sure that the church is focusing on Trump for those people who are weak-minded, weak-willed. I suppose that's what I call it. A little bit blindsided is more like it. Actually, you know what? I saw that video of that official White House minister, whoever the fuck it was, that chick, going, just for $1,000, you can get this memorial cross. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's an infomercial, of course. But that value is just disgusting, because what do you get? Ooh, you know what I just thought of too, is that it was really good in that show, or that thing, was that she's going, you get 7 daily aspirations, 7 lucky fortunes. Fucking, that's what you might as well call them. 7 lucky fortunes. You'll have good health. You'll have financial wealth in the future. I kind of doubt it. You're giving $1,000 away for nothing, man. I don't know what kind of financial health you're really going to have. The interesting thing is that she talked about 7, right? 7. The opening of that show last night was like, 7 is the unluckiest number of all, especially in the Bible. 7 deadly sins. 7 trumpets. The 7 seals of the apocalypse. Okay, it wasn't that dramatic, but it was talking about how 7 was bad. And I've always heard lucky 7 too. That's another one. But it's funny how they'd be like, another thing I'm thinking about right now is, as we're talking about the 7 seals here, and the Antichrist being part of that. So who knows? Maybe we are in apocalypse end times. Let the madness begin. Where's the locusts? Where's the plagues? Where is the horseman? Huh? You a horseman over there? No? The interesting thing is, they said that Jesus had to open the seal. I think the first seal. Okay, Jeebus, why would you do that? Like, some things seem a little... How about Jesus just going, nah, I don't feel like it. I'm not gonna open that up. Does that mean that Jesus is the harbinger of destruction? Harbinger? He bringeth us this destruction. I mean, technically it does mean that, doesn't it? If there's no Jesus around to open up that seal, then hey, we're gonna keep that shit sealed forever there, buddy. Don't open that box. If anybody named Jesus gets near that fucking box, we're gonna shoot him. But he rose from the dead. Well, we're gonna fucking shoot him again, okay? Zombie Jesus ain't touching this shit. Fuck that. I mean, as much as I joke, I do like waking up every day. It's fun. Can't say I've really seen a good description of, like, why heaven should be any different than, here. As above, so below, damn it. If I got to deal with Todd from accounting one more fucking time, I swear to God, I'd rather go to hell. That's dramatic. I didn't mean that, Jesus. Please, sorry. God. Vengeful, wrathful God. It's quite silly. It is quite silly. Anyway, I guess what you can take away from this is that, tariffs are back on. Tariffs are back on the menu, boys. And Trump's the Antichrist. I don't even think he could be a good Antichrist, to be honest with you. He's close. I mean, well, there's no conviction. There's no conviction. He doesn't even have the conviction to be a good Antichrist. Look at him with his fucking tariffs. Tariffs are on. China could kiss my ass. China, call me. China, I need you to call me again. Okay, tariffs are off, China. You can call me now. China, call me back, please. It's the red phone. You know which phone. Just dial 1. You'll get me. He probably would make that as fun. My phone number is number 1. Because I am number 1. Just dial number 1. You'll get me in the White House. 1. 1, 1, 1. No. 1. Just dial 1. Push 1 on that phone. Holy shit, do you know how many people would fucking call that guy if they could? I mean, I might just be like, yeah, you suck. I mean, that's stupid. I obviously wouldn't call him the kind of person do you think I am. Alright, well, anyway, look, stay out of the stock market, because that shit's pretty wicked. Pull your money out and wait for some better, stable times. Stable genius. And remember, go for a run. It was my birthday over the weekend. I ate too much fucking cheesecake and strawberries and all sorts of shit. I am definitely needing to go for a run. Probably gonna have to do that later today. Stay safe, everybody.